So a rogue wants to be using... I know the glaives are there. The glaives are like the main thing. But a rogue could, in theory, use Thunder Fury. Sorry, Josh, that's a hunter weapon. So what you're telling me is that, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, not only will I make the numbers happen more often, but the numbers will also get bigger. Benzen says just go on Wowhead. Benzen, no. Because part of the connection to the game is talking to the community and the people who have already played the game. It's not just about purely gathering information. It's about the collaborative process of talking to people who are passionate about this and gathering the information from them as well, which allows them to relive their enjoyment of the class too. We will untime you out with that. That doesn't need a 10-minute. That doesn't need a 10-minute timeout. It's just people who aren't quite sure exactly how we vibe over here. What's wrong with saying you should go on Wowhead? That's a good point. So, Ben, while I could gather all of the information by just going on the internet, watching YouTube videos, going on Wowhead, the reason that I'm streaming my first playthrough of the game, the reason that I'm trying to build a guild that's based on, you know, connecting to people and learning stuff is I really want to value the connection with you guys. And it's not just about being told what is right and what is wrong. It's about learning why it's right, why it's wrong. And it's about the social connection of... Because if I say, hey guys, how should I play Rogue? And someone just says, go on Wowhead. What that's done is that's immediately killed the conversation that we could have had. And I don't want to kill the conversation we could have. I want you to tell me what you like doing on Rogue. I want you to tell me why you think I should play that. I want you to tell me what you enjoy about that. I mean, Wowhead would teach me what's right and what's wrong. Benzen, do you understand that it's not about learning what's right and what's wrong? It's about connecting with you. I want to talk to you. I want to know what you like about this class. I want to know what all 1,000 people in here like about this class. It's not just about doing the right thing. It's about building a community and playing a game together. Bro, that's kind of parasocial. Ben, you're on Twitch. You're literally watching a guy play a video game as he shares that experience with you. That's the point. Right, let me just sit down so I don't die. Bro is rage baiting. That's fine if he wants to rage bait. Ben, a lot of Twitch streams are just about doing the right thing mechanically. I understand that. I get it. If you want to do the right thing mechanically, totally okay. But I want to know about the way that you guys play the game, the memories that you guys have got with it. You also have Shadow Meld. Shadow Meld is the thing, isn't it? Slip into the shadows. Can I do that while I'm in combat? Should I have done that while I was in combat? Because I always thought when I was in combat, I can't Shadow Meld. Not in Classic. Okay, God, you can't do that in Classic. Gotcha. It's not just about being told what's right and what's wrong and then mechanically going through the motions of doing it. It's about sharing this adventure. I don't really care how far I get in the game. I much more prefer that I can just kind of casually play it with input from you guys. And if the input is just read Wowhead, then suddenly nothing you guys say matters anymore, which I think sucks. That shouldn't be the way it is. I don't know why you don't just dabble with Wowhead. It's hot to share yourself, but too many schizoid giving wrong advice. Ben, it's not about whether the advice is right or wrong, it's about connections. Also, please don't insult people in the chat who are trying to give advice like that, man. Come on. Can I have VIP if I sub? Ben, I admire the bravery. Ben, we will put that to the board, and I'm going to be real, it's not looking good. Okay, I will await your answer. Ben, check Wowhead. I think maybe not. The board said no. Well, nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. Yeah, I tried. I went to bat for you, I really did. Kudos for not getting upset trying to get banned instantly. I mean, Ben was timed out, but I don't think it was fair to time out. I'd rather explain. Because if you just time someone out, then immediately you shut that door on the conversation. Justice for Ben. No, I untimed him out. He's back in. Bro, I have a sub. You can't time me out. Let's just test that. Ah, turns out I can. Who'd have knew? Let me just time you back in there, Ben. But there we go. You back with us, Ben? Just checking he's there. Think he's there. Yeah, there you are. Okay, cool, you're back. Welcome back. But yes, I can. We spend a long time cultivating the vibes that we want in this chat. It's like growing a garden. That's what it is. It's like gently growing a garden. We nurture each plant as it grows. You would like to join the union? There are indeed still slots open. There are 2 slots open currently. What are our vibes? That's a good question, Turkey. What are the vibes? I don't think I'm qualified to answer that. I think the people that are in the chat are most qualified to answer that. What are the vibes? Guys, what server is this? This is Thunderstrike EU. That's true. Bookmark, I agree. Ben should start a stream. I think you should start a guild. The vibes are Dad Gamer. That's what it is. Okay, I'm a find you now. Okay, it's not a PvP server, so good luck. I mean, you can find me and follow me around if you want to. You'd be like my pet. Oh, hang on, Ben. Are you annoyed that it's not a PvP server? So you can't come and gank me? PvE, for shame. Yeah, the thing is that when I play PvP servers, I have to hang out with people like Ben. So I'm kind of hoping we can all kind of understand why that choice was made. You get to hammer them, I'd probably lose. You're all joshed out and ready for a weef. Go for it. Type /PvP. Oh, Ben! Ben, that doesn't work. You have to type /camp. We all know that. It's Alt F4. I'm pretty sure I can't turn PvP on in this area anyway. Are you upset, Ben? I mean, don't get me wrong, personally, from a content creator point of view, this is great. This is content. This is content for days. Love this. Keep going. I do this for a job. Do you wish to come and kill me in-game to make yourself feel better? Visa is eating. He's going to camp me. He's going to try. This will be a YouTube short in a couple of days. It will. It really will, won't it? Is Ben the new Taquito Bandito? No, I think Taquito was fun. Ben is work. You can force me into PvP. You could try. Give it a go. Let's not be the bullies that we don't want to be. Now, let's not do that. Am I just going to play TBC? Yes. I'm not bothered about Midnight. If you enjoy Midnight, go for it. Live your best life. It has no particular interest or pull for me personally. But no, we're not going to bully. Any plans for Endgame? If I get there eventually, yes. Thanks for hanging out with us. Always welcome, guys. I love it. This is genuinely good fun. Vast majority of people are just, well-adjusted. We're old now. We have to admit we're all old now. And we're just chatting. We're having fun. We're having a good time. Maybe I'll get to the end game. Maybe I won't. Who knows? You make excellent background noise as I quest on RuneScape. Oh, what quest are you doing, man? Love the RuneScape quest. As someone playing and enjoying Midnight, you would hate it. If you enjoy it, it's for you. Not everything is for me. I love to see someone feel the wonder of a game that I once felt. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going on. I don't know what's happening. I don't even know what the best items are in the dungeons. Like when we're doing a dungeon, I'm saying to people, what am I looking out for here? What do I want? And then like a sword drops or an armor drops, and I'm like, is that what I want? Is that good for me? Do I need that? Now, I know that as far as people who care about raiding, nothing in the dungeon really matters. You're going to get it changed so much. Yes, agility, I have been told, is important for the rogues. That's for the critical strike chance, which I'm going to try and just max out as much as I can. So I want to go for that. I'm probably going to end up better in a group. Priest does more damage than you. Yeah, probably. I mean, if they're better geared and they're higher level, then absolutely. But I don't mind that, because right now we're working together. Just out of curiosity, was that meant to be an insult? Does Ben remind me of my teacher days? Yes. Yes, Ben reminds me of the loud, obnoxious kid at the back of the class who wasn't given enough attention at home and so has to show off in front of everyone else, but doesn't realize they're actually just really annoying. Or does realize that and thinks that more attention is better than no attention. But Ben's a tenner penny. Duel the priest. Typing in all caps, Ben, does not make me want to do it more. Why would I want to help? Why would I want to kill someone who is helping me? Oh, thank you for sharing the quest. You don't kill. Ben, do you need a hug? Is everything going okay? Can I have a hug? Yeah, of course you can. Everyone can. That's totally fine. We can all just... Let's all say something we like about each other. You would love a hug. I can give you a hug. That's fine. We can make sure that happens. Why the glasses? Turns out that I get migraines if I stare at screens for too long, so I'm seeing what happens if I wear glasses while playing, and so far they seem to be helping quite a lot. Ben Zen says, sure, migraines. Ben, why would I lie about that? Just out of curiosity. You've seemed exceptionally confrontational so far, and I'm assuming that the reason you're here is that you're very difficult to talk to in real life. Why the constant conflict? You ever thought about just approaching someone with a level of, I'm going to be a pleasant individual? Bro, I'm just chilling. I would hate to see you annoyed then. Just so you know, just chilling is not when someone says something and you instantly decide to just hit back at them with, I disagree with you, you are lying. That's not just chilling. That's confrontational. What's up, Red? What are you trading me? 6 gold. What for? Oh, for the mount that you gave me. Oh, the mount that I gave you. Yeah, no, keep it. Don't worry about it. It's gold, man. We'll make it together. Streamer privilege. No, Ben. What happened was I gave Red 5 gold yesterday because he was close to being able to get his mount. And now he's turned up to pay it back with interest, but he doesn't need to. You were trying to pay back. You don't need to, man. Just enjoy the game. Be available to tank something when I need you to tank something. That works. You have a real question. Go for it, man. Try and give my best real answer. Bro, gotta be the most annoying chatter I've seen on Twitch. Oh, no, hang around. He's not even top 10. You passed it along, man. You passed it along. And we'll work on it together. See, if I take the gold off Red, then I don't owe him, then he doesn't owe me anything. If I leave that, suddenly Red feels indebted. That's the important thing. You can hardly play WoW without hardcore. Hardcore would be great if I already knew the game, but I don't know the game, which means that I'm going to make lots of mistakes. I don't want my mistakes to be punished too heavily by, needing to replay the whole game. To me, The process of playing this game is about making mistakes, learning, and enjoying it. Once I know the game, once I know what I'm meant to be doing, and once I know how I'm meant to be playing it, then maybe I'll go into the more hardcore side and I will, play a version where mistakes are punished. But during the learning phase, which is what I feel that I'm in still, I don't want my mistakes to be anything other than learning moments. Hardcore is so much fun. Okay, Gaustus, good. I'm glad you enjoy the way you play the game. There are things that I find fun that you will not. There are things that you find fun that I will not. You are bordering on a lack of social awareness when you have had someone explain to you that they do not want to do the thing that you do because they do not find it as fun as you do. Heinz Beans or Branston? Branston's just better. It really is. It's pretty niche, and dying and losing a big chunk of time can genuinely put people off. Consider this. I actually don't want the gameplay to be the focus of what I'm doing. I want you guys to be the focus of what I am doing. I am splitting my attention between trying to be semi-competent at the game while also engaging with a chat of thousands of people. I do not want to ever put either of those things on the back seat. I don't want to ignore all of you in the chat to just focus on the game, which is something I feel that I would need to do if I was playing hardcore. Anything that requires the game to take more of my attention, I know is going to have to take that attention from somewhere. And the attention comes from the chat. I don't wish to do that. Hey, Red Defias Mask! Fantastic! Now we're a real rogue. Hardcore will be fun. But ask yourself the honest question. When you play hardcore, are you also trying to focus on entertaining thousands of people? Or is that your kind of focus? You've got that. That's the thing that goes on. I feel that hardcore WoW players are valuing the fact that to them it makes every moment more intense. And I totally get that. Making every moment more intense, that actually sounds pretty fun. I don't mind hardcore games. Hardcore is fine if you want to do that. The thing that gets irritating is the amount of hardcore players effectively almost chastising me for enjoying the game wrong. The goal of chat is to distract me so I die. I get that. I totally get that. Gaustus, I know that nobody wants to hear it and I am preaching to myself, but hardcore dungeons are actually a thing without raiding. What do you mean? Do you mean that you enjoy the process of going into dungeons in hardcore mode because you know that you have to, play them correctly? Yes. Gaustus, I really appreciate how much you enjoy hardcore WoW. I don't. I am not at a point yet in my WoW career, my WoW experience, where I want to play it. I don't want to know that a mistake means a restart. I don't want to know that a mistake means a team wipe. You hate it when you die. Cool, so do I, and I die a lot. So I'm not going to do that. Didn't you say you were going to stop, Gaustus? And potentially, but he just loves hardcore WoW. Yes, but have I considered hardcore? Sebi Webbs, no I haven't. What is hardcore WoW? Sebi, I'm really glad you're here actually. Can you explain it to me please? Because nobody else has done that so far. Also, now you're here, I feel I need to match you. There we go, now we've matched. Hardcore WoW is when you play in a tunic instead of a robe. Oh, that's what it is. I thought it was a totally different thing. Alright, sorry, completely different vibes. That's a good question. It's good that we can ask questions about hardcore WoW. I hate it here. I hate it here so much. Maybe the real hardcore WoW was the friends we made along the way. I'm more of a softcore guy. Been following these streams a lot, and the amount of people that say, are you having fun? Good. Stop and have fun the way I want to. You can't have fun is baffling. I've worked in the MMORPG area, the landscape, for a long time, and if you turn around and say to me, would you believe that people who spend all of their social time in an online game are not that good at picking up on social cues? I would say to you, I have no problem at all believing that. That is not a difficult thing at all. Maybe you should play Joshcore. I really enjoy softcore WoW. That's what I do. Hey mate, have you heard of hardcore WoW? No, what is that? MMOs have nuked many a brain. They truly have. But if people had just dodged at the right time, and if people had just read Wowhead, they would have understood better how to avoid the nuke. Josh WoW is when you play WoW, but you're just British. Yeah, guys, look, if... Oh, we died. Well, time to delete the character. No, because that would be silly, because I was paying attention to the chat. You're British? Unfortunately, yes. I admire people's passion, and I enjoy it when someone says, hey, maybe you should try playing it this way instead. I get that. I totally enjoy that. The thing is, when someone says, hey, you should consider this, and I go, I'll consider it, and they're like, no, you should consider it more. You aren't considering it enough. Benzen, Draenei female model looks so bad. Ben, you were quite funny when you came in for the first couple of streams. Now you're just saying stuff that's straight up wrong. Ben is our resident troll in training. He doesn't always get it. You know, he tries his best, bless him. He's really trying. He's putting the effort in. He's got the right spirit. But sometimes he does say things that don't land. Ben, one of the important things if you're going to be a troll is you have to get the audience to like you. Like, if the audience like you and you're saying trolley stuff, then they're going to support you and aid you and, you know, push you, despite what I'm doing. I feel that you're losing them, Ben. I feel you're losing them. Ben, I'm even gay, and I prefer the male model to the female model. Ben, I can imagine that does track. Oh, I'm not. Right. Methinks you doth protest too much. However, it doesn't matter if you are. I don't think someone's sexual orientation really matters when they're comparing the models of two in-game characters, because I am unlikely to sleep with this Draenei. Not impossible, but unlikely. You probably would. Ben, the thing is that would also require them to want to. It's very important. Yeah, I mean, I don't mind trolls. Trolls are okay. You guys want to troll? That's totally fine. Just be good at it. Come on, guys. Be good. Yeah, Ben, that's going to get you banned immediately. Saying, Ben just went, two-way consent isn't required. Yeah, it is. That's just, you're out of there. Sorry for that, Ben. That there is a line, that went straight over it. We can joke, we can have a good time, but as soon as someone got up and goes, your consent isn't required, no, get out of the stream, don't come back. There we go. We're setting that very, very harsh line right now. Most important thing in the world, sexiest thing you will ever see, I guarantee, is confidence and consent. You don't have those two things, you're gone. Yeah, that was a shame. The legend of Ben started quite well. It could have been funny. Then he said something that was just straight up insulting and offensive to quite a lot of people. That's when we pushed back. Ben genuinely did drown. It's very important that you guys understand the levels of consent and comedy that we have here. That's the line. We are not turning it into a joke at... We can joke about society and you can joke about me, no problem at all. I'll take that all day. As soon as your jokes start to become edgy teenage things where it's about taking away someone's consent, no. Good jokes have everyone laughing. Good jokes don't make everyone cringe, and they definitely don't make everyone feel unsafe. But hey, I wish Ben all the best in his career of politics. Can we get a drowned emote? Ben genuinely did drown just then, didn't he? Will I consent to giving you Ligma? Who's Steve Jobs? I'm collecting these way faster than I was before as well. Way faster. Yeah, jokes can't make someone... When you say, Big Barry, jokes can't make me feel unsafe. Well done, Big Barry. They can totally make me feel unsafe sometimes. When someone's going, I'm just joking, mate, I'm just joking with you. What if I stabbed you right now? I wouldn't, I'm just joking. But I could. Got a knife on me? Yeah, but I'm not going to. What a joke. Okay, I'm like, at some point, this isn't funny. At some point, you're just talking about awful things in a jovial way. Yeah, Schrodinger's asshole. They both are and aren't joking depending on your reaction to what they say. Anything someone says or does can make somebody else feel unsafe. If they just say it's a joke, that doesn't take away from the feeling it created. But it's very important that you guys understand that we can have a bit of a laugh. What we can't do is turn it into the idea of we're going to make edgy offensive jokes at somebody else's expense. Because that just sucks. It's just a prank, bro. It's just a prank. No, if it hurts someone, if it scares someone, if it genuinely upsets someone, that's not just, yeah. It's a British thing. The whole just a bit of banter idea is, banter's fine. Bullying someone ain't fine. I also dislike the whole, what was the idea of it? Because banter, totally okay. Totally get that. Banter and jokes are when people tend to understand the kind of implied consent behind it. Pranks are good. They used to call you Big Bully Barry in school. Is that where you peaked, Barry? Is that where you had everything? What happened, Barry? Barry, there's a slot opened up for Stream Troll. Good luck. Come on, Barry. There's a lot riding on you right now, mate. There really is. Can you make an attempt at Stream Troll, or are you being respected? You can try it, Froggo. How do I keep on living and putting effort into every day, knowing I will probably not live in a couple of years because of a looming invasion and the inability to change the situation while the environment goes to shit? I mean, I think about that every few days, and then I realize that, you know what, pancakes are pretty good. And I still quite like Ferrero Rocher, and I've still not finished all of Star Trek Voyager. So, you know, there's stuff to live for. Barry says you're a river troll. We'll go with that. Yeah, this is the new Shadow Priest ult. This is the plan. Because you know what? Sometimes everything is going. But sometimes you need to just look around and say, hey, you know what? This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're going for. And that's A-okay. Yeah, it's more like a court jester situation, which is a great film with an actor called Danny Kaye, by the way. It's totally okay to be aware of the world's problems while also not trying to take them on your own shoulders. I think that's a balance that a lot of people do struggle with. Being aware of what's going on in the world takes a mental toll. We have a limited emotional and mental capacity every day. And sometimes the more stuff you are aware of, and this is very important, the more stuff you feel responsible for, that's when it drags on you. Because some people, when they consider themselves good people, especially when you're younger, this is a thing that tends to happen to the youth more. You learn about something negative, and not only do you empathize with it, but you then feel an innate sense of responsibility to solve it or to deal with it. Or even if not that, you feel a sense of foreboding if you don't fix it. And that is so incredibly debilitating. The idea that you can learn about something bad and then feel that not only does it need to be fixed, but you are the one that needs to fix it, that is a huge responsibility on your shoulders. And when you say to someone, hey, this isn't your responsibility, it's okay, you can turn off for a bit. They're like, no, but the bad thing's still there. I'm like, yeah, it will be. That's a sucky thing. We have to accept that it will be for a while. It ain't going anywhere. But you ain't fixing it by burning yourself out. And then they become old and jaded and hate it. There's a balance to be found. There is a balance to be found between knowing the world's ills, being able to fix the world's ills, and not burning yourself out by feeling it's your responsibility to do so. You are not an evil person if you are aware of evil happening and you are unable to do anything. I love that saying, you know, all that is required for evil to exist is for good men to do nothing. That's a good saying, it's a really nice saying, but it also implies that as long as evil keeps existing, it is your responsibility, if you consider yourself a good man, to constantly and forever push back against it. Which means that you are then not even being controlled by your own actions, you're being controlled in a reactionary way by constantly having to fight back against other people choosing to do evil shit. Which, to be fair, gets really, really, really tiring after a while. It's okay to occasionally step back and say, hey, you know what, you're going to keep doing evil shit, but at some point, I need to just start doing stuff that makes me happy for a bit. Otherwise, you're going to burn yourself out, it's going to be exhausting as hell. Evil doesn't consider you having days off, you know? You will not be punished for not actively trying to solve all the world's ills. Solve what you can, but don't beat yourself up if it's not everything. You're not helpful to anyone like that. Also, don't shame people for not being I hate that as well. Shaming people for not being performative. You don't care about this enough because you're not showing people that you care about this enough. You could quietly do charitable stuff in the background for years, but unless you perform it, it doesn't have social value. That's what it is. It's social value. It's like the old joke, if you go to the gym but didn't post it on Insta, did you even go to the gym? What you are saying is we should kind of cope with evil. Tara, not necessarily cope, but understand that burning yourself out isn't going to fix the situation. If everyone assumes a bit of responsibility to tackle it will be solved, if we stay idle, convince others that nothing will change, doesn't it make us complacent with evil? Tara, you are still looking at this in an extreme way. You are saying, look, everyone needs to do something to fix this. Yes, they absolutely do. But if every single person needs to fix every single issue, that person's entire life will be spent doing nothing other than fixing issues other people are causing without ever getting to experience the fun and joy that they want to experience in life. And when they go and experience that fun and joy, they suddenly feel guilty because problems will literally never stop happening. Sometimes it's okay to unplug from the matrix of needing to help to go and have a good day. It's the ultimate goal, yes. But one of the worst things that you can do if you see a house on fire is run in to try and save someone. Because then the fire department are going to be dragging more than one body out of there. If you want to do that heroic thing, go for it. If you want to take on the world's ills, go for it. The world is not... We are not hurting for people that want to help. We are hurting for people that can. That's one of the big differences. We are not short on people that want to do things to change the world. We are short on people who actively actually do things that do change the world. I used to have a friend, and his job was to go to all of those special house building events they have in third world countries, where teenagers take a break from university to go and build a house for a kind of a less well-off community. His job was to go and fix them when they inevitably start to fall down, because it turns out that having the good wishes of wanting to go over and build a house doesn't actually make you very good at building a house. We're not short on people that want to do the right thing. We're short on the people with the abilities, the patience, and the time to know what the right thing to do is. Unreal, thank you very much for the gifted subs. That's incredibly kind of you. 5 more people have ad blockers. Thank you. Good wishes doesn't always translate to actual useful stuff. But no, his whole job was, you know those things like, oh, we're going to go over and dig a well for this community. We're going to build some houses for this community. You know what's more important is just teaching that community the ability and the skills to build those houses. But that doesn't translate to a nice Instagram picture, does it? There will always be evil in the world to worry about. And there will always be the good fight worth fighting. You can want to change things, but you are not a soldier in an endless war against evil. Because by doing that, you will become old and bitter. I would encourage people to do what they can. No more and no less. You know what, Toad? That's what it's called, voluntourism. I'm not saying that anyone that goes to any kind of, difficult situation in an attempt to help doesn't have their heart in the right place. They do. But sending over 50 unskilled teenagers to build a house is maybe not as important as sending over a couple of skilled builders to teach the locals how to build a house. You think part of the communicating issue is sooner or later you may have public support to change it at higher levels. Yeah, absolutely. Getting public support, very important. But grinding yourself down into dust because every single issue needs you and you alone to fix it is also a rather arrogant way of looking at things. I think the problem is pacing. There are lots of people with really good intentions that for some reason try to take the world's ills on their own shoulders, and in doing so, burn themselves out. And they also have this attitude of, if I don't fix it, nobody else will. We all need to work together. Yes, but good organization is often much more important than just kind of directionless passion for it. If you get 1,000 passionate people who are not organized, you will not achieve as much as 100 skilled people who are. And I think part of the process of maturing through that is actually understanding that. Understanding that your own limitations and the ability to step back and say, right, I'm going to be organizing this. That's a good thing though, Pip UK. You do get a great orgy. But again, the problem is who's cleaning up afterwards. That's why the 100 people need to organize it. The passionate people want to be there for the fun bit, the Instagram photos, the event. Nobody wants to go around and sanitize afterwards, do they? That's where the real heroes are. People love going to rallies and they love protesting. Very few people stay around to clear up after a protest. You want to make a difference to it? Be the person that stands around and clears up. You can actually do that. Isn't that a little beside the point? It's one thing to sit down in a safe space and realize you can't save the world alone, but another thing if you're in countries, oh absolutely, you tingo, this is not going to solve the world's ills. I am a Twitch streamer playing World of Warcraft. I am unable to have a massive impact myself. I may be able to inspire people to do other stuff. I'm not going to take kind of credit or advantage of what they are doing. We're not going to play whataboutism. We're not going to say, hey, what you're saying is great, but it doesn't apply to this specific situation. Geopolitics and state of the world is, to put it bluntly, pretty fucking complicated. And the idea that I could say one sentence that sums up everything together is absolutely absurd. I could not do that. I straight up could not do that. Nobody could do that. These are things that have hundreds, thousands, in some cases millions of people all connected together. And there is no way that I could say anything and someone comes in and goes, yeah, but how does it apply to this specific situation? I think the fairest thing I can say is, I don't know. But some people out there will. And those are the people that need to be organizing and planning and helping. So if people are in those countries and situations right now, which they are, there's no way that I can sit here and say, don't worry, I know what you're going. I mean, yeah, ultimately we all just try and treat people with respect and be kind. The problem is the people who are in power are often the kind of people who want to be in power because they value power, and they're normally quite arseholish. Anyone capable of getting elected into a position of power should be in no way allowed to have that position. The problem is that we can't do it. The more complicated we get into, the more in the weeds we get with this, the more expert opinions we need to bring in. We also do indeed suffer from the bystander effect as humans, and we do assume that somebody else will handle that. The classic line, not my problem. But at some point, when someone says, hey, somebody else will handle that, you do ideally need it to be handled by someone who is going to put a long-term solution into place and not a short-term solution in, because there is nothing more permanent than a temporary fix. The biggest issue with it sounds like an excuse to do nothing. It's not an excuse to do nothing, and it's an excuse to do the right thing, and the right thing doesn't always mean following your blind passion to help the problem right now. Sometimes the right thing is the process, or putting people in the process, or even stepping out the way of the process. I am not saying that you should do nothing. I am saying that you should do what you are good at, what you are capable to actually help with. And sometimes what you are passionate and care about doesn't always line up with what you are good at. It's an important learning curve to be able to step back and say, that is not my specialization. Let's get someone in there who can. Don't want to fade into the, is it Dunning-Kruger? It's not a binary thing, man. It's not a binary thing. People like to say there are battles to fight and there are good guys and bad guys, and if you aren't fighting for one side, you're fighting for the other. Me finds these conversations truly wondrous. Good, they are good conversations, but they are also complicated conversations. And you have to understand, this is a very, very one-sided conversation where I'm just talking at you and reading as much as I can. These conversations normally have to happen in person, respectfully. Am I going to level in Darkshore next? I'm probably going to keep going through this for a bit and see what's going on. Red, you could say that. A lot of what's happening in the world is probably stressing some people out. That's true. And of course, the world is where we live. It's where we keep all of our stuff. We all want it to kind of be okay. The main problem is the kind of people who would be really good at being in charge don't want to be. And the kind of people who would be really shitty at being in charge are. We have all met people and thought, oh my god, you should be a leader. You should be in charge. We should listen to you. And normally those people, we think that of them because they end up being decent people. Sounds like we need some kind of revolution, potentially, but let's be real. Do you think people are going to do that? You know, ironically, talking about the idea of a revolution actually brings us back to the idea of organization. If you want a revolution, the first thing you need to do is organize it. And one of the most powerful things you can possibly do as any kind of counter-intelligence, any kind of counter-war thing, is disrupt the information or the organizational change. Soldiers win battles, but logistics wins wars. And the side that has the best logistical infrastructure, they will win the biggest battles over the longest period of time. You want to organize a revolution? Keys in the one of the word organize. And you know what? The other side of whatever the revolution would be, they know this. Disruption in the ranks, divide and conquer, organizational chaos, that is the most disruptive, damaging thing you can do to your opponent. You get their organizational structure to break down, every individual person isn't going to be able to operate by themselves. The most dangerous foe you could ever face is one where the organizational structure is not centralized. A decentralized, focused group of people who all have a core ideology and do not require continuous monitoring or updating from a level of central command means that you do not have an organizational structure to disrupt. And that is scary. There is a great line in the film Fight Club where the police say, so who's the leader? And Jack at the time says, it's made up of many cells operating completely independently of central leadership. And as soon as they say that, you can actually see the policeman's face drop because they're attempting to interrogate him. And as soon as they say independent of central leadership, the police, lovely bit of subtle acting, the police kind of go straight away because they know, we ain't going to be able to stop this. We have got the crystal. We have got more stuff. We can open things up. We're kicking ass here, man. And his name was Robert Paulson. I like Fight Club as a film. I think it's a good film. You learn all this during your union busting days. I learned this while I was in a union. When I used to work in a warehouse, I was part of the union. And the first thing I did was learn how you destroy unions. You want to learn how your team wins? Learn how the opponent's going to attack you. Defend from that. Requiem for a Dream. Requiem for a Dream is one of the only films one of the best films I've ever seen that I do not want to watch again. All of those 1990s and 1980s anti-drug adverts, just show someone Requiem for a Dream. You'll be good. You'll do exactly what you need to do. phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal film. Like, I watched that film, I finished the film, I'm like, that is one of the best films I've ever seen. I hope I never have to see it again. If someone hasn't watched it, I would recommend you watch Requiem for a Dream. But don't watch it again. You'll get it. You'll understand. Once you've seen it, you'll get it. It is the best anti-drug film you'll ever see. Right, what else are we collecting? More Snapdragon bulbs. Yeah, it's so good. It's so good as a film. That's one of those moments when a film becomes art.